The Nigerian technology industry is said to be one of the fastest growing in the world. But do we have adequate policies to ensure that the growth is sustainable? The agency responsible for regulating the industry is the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, and its Director General, Ali Ibrahim, joins us to discuss IT development in Nigeria.
As the person heading Nigeria's foremost IT development agency, what are some of the strategies you put in place to take the agency to the next level?
Actually, when I came on board, I realized that the scope of our mandate is very wide. It's not realistic for you to at least take all of them simultaneously. It's absolutely difficult. Because if you look at our major mandates, you realize they are around 20 or thereabout. If you look at minor, it could be up to 100. So it's difficult because of the challenges we have with the economic challenges and many more to at least pursue all of them. Because of this, I decided to do what I call scale of preference. That is, prioritize what you intend to do. I try to identify what is my priority. What can I do to use my time to make a difference? Because of this, with the consultation of my internal staff here, at least senior management, and other stakeholders outside, I try to identify key areas that Nigeria needs our intervention immediately. Because of this, I came out with my strategy, what I call strategic plan, on how to transform IT industry in Nigeria. First and foremost is our regulatory role. This is a role of our agency that has not been achieved or that has not even been partaken actually. My predecessors did their best in certain areas, but because of the scope of the mandate, they were not able to do anything significant with regards to regulatory role. And I think it's very important to make my time to make a difference in this regard. NITDA is a regulatory body, and many people do not know this. Because of what? Because slowly but surely, NITDA had been transformed to more of an administrative agency instead of being an IT-driven agency. So because of this, my first priority in whatever I do, to try to return NITDA back to its track, to be more of a knowledge-based agency, IT-driven agency, not only contract awarding agency where contracts are awarded for the sake of awarding. We can only award contracts that we believe will support us to deliver our mandate of making Nigeria to be IT-driven country. So that is why whatever we want to do, any project we want to embark on, we should make sure that it is something that can support us to be more of a knowledge-based agency or institution, to be more of IT-driven agency. Because based on the policy of federal government, NITDA is a clearinghouse. So whoever wants to import anything into the nation, particularly for federal government, he should make sure that he receives clearance from us. Breaching this is a criminal offense.
So if they don't do that, what will NITDA do?
There are a lot of things. One, we should call their attention to that. That is why we need to have a publicity now. People to realize that NITDA is a regulatory body. Whoever breaches that, then we can take him to court. There is a fine on that, and one could even be jailed. Because this is a policy of federal government, and it is our responsibility to make sure that we enforce this. If people are not aware of it, we should immediately notify them. And that is why we begin our preparation of enlightenment campaign to make people realize that this is the mandate of NITDA. NITDA is a regulatory body. Whatever we want to import into the nation, as long as it contains IT gadgets, let us look for clearance from NITDA. And it is our own mandate as well to look at our local content. Whatever we have it at home, we don't need to import it. Because by importing, you are putting more pressure on our local currency. And that is why we are experiencing today. People are looking for Forex day in, day out, while some of the things they want to import, we have them at home. But we have to make sure that whatever we import, we don't have it at home. Now we have our software producers. They are doing their best. we need to support them. If they need collaboration, let us try to see we strengthen them through collaboration. We need our hardware assemblers or manufacturers. We need to support them to make sure that they can produce the quality and quantity we need for our nation. And that is what will at least take away the pressure we have now on our local currency of looking for forex to travel abroad and purchase something and come back. Because by doing that, we are putting more pressure on our currency.
So I'd like to get your opinion on one of the challenges that a lot of people say they have, and that's the fact that the local software cannot compete with the international one that come with big money. What would NITDA do to ensure that there's a level playing field for everyone?
Actually, this is another issue of local content development and capacity building, and it's part of my strategic plan to strengthen our local content and capacity building. I agree with you. Based on experience, what I realized, we Nigerians, if it comes to individual role, we are superb. We are highly intelligent. You will be proud to say you are a Nigerian if you are looking at you alone. We have individual capacity, but our failure is when it comes to collective responsibility. That is where our failure is manifest. What we realize, for sure, we have experts in software, but they can't deliver without collaboration. Look at the countries that develop in software, like India recently. Look at how they achieve. But in Nigeria, they are alone. Nobody is supporting them. Even collaboration is difficult. At NITDA, what we intend to do now, we are trying to collect the database of all our local manufacturers in Nigeria, of software, hardware, whatever related to IT. If we have a full database, we can keep in touch with them. Some people do not need money from you. What they only need, come and represent them. Go and talk to the federal government about their need. Sometimes what they need that federal government voice, so that you can talk to other countries that they can support them and collaborate with them. Many countries will not listen to them individually, but as long as there is the voice of federal government through NITDA, they can listen to them, because it's a relationship between government and government, or at least experts in other country and government.
Just before I let you go, policies are very key for the growth of any tech ecosystem.
Yeah.
What are some of the policies that you like to see that would help this industry grow?
Actually, as I said to you earlier, regulatory role is very important, because as long as we are filtering, we are clearing what is important to the nation.
Do you have enough policies to back up the regulatory role?
Actually, any policy designed by a human being is subject to amendments day in, day out. That is why you can see amended act, amended policy. This is inevitable.
So
and
an amendment?
It's inevitable. But even what we have at our disposal for now is enough for us to achieve something significantly in that regard, what we have at our disposal. The only place where I feel now we need amendment immediately is the area of fine, so that the amount of money could be increased.
How much is it now?
I don't want to tell you. That is confidential. But for imprisonment is for at least 2 years. And I think this is sufficient.
So you're saying that if I go on the website, I will see the fine to be paid?
You can see, but you know, there are two alternatives. Sometimes both of them should be joined together. 2 years imprisonment and that fine. So if that fine is even 5,000 naira, no problem. If one can go to jail and spend 2 years there, I think that is, punishment for him. So that is why I can say, even that one, the monetary aspect is where we need to strengthen it. But when it comes to imprisonment, that is enough. Even 2 months in prison, I believe, will change one completely.
Finally, in the next 1 year, what would you like to be remembered for?
That NITDA represents its names in the true sense of the word. 2, to make sure that we take back NITDA from an administrative outlook to more of an IT-driven agency, where IT experts will be proud of their agency. This is very important. Number 3, to support local content, to make sure that we try to use the policies, acts, and laws we have at our disposal to support them. This is very important. And 4, to be remembered in the area of capacity building, job creation, and many more. I just want to use my time to make a difference in these areas.
So we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on today.
It's my pleasure, my friend. Nice meeting you once again.
That's it for our show today. Do follow us on social media. This edition, as well as others, can be seen on the channel's TV YouTube account or via my blog, techsmart.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.